And I think that was kind of a shame. Either way, so many of these stories have to have people
Hello guys.
pooping in places.
Today we're gonna play Troll Base.
In the wrong place. Don't do that. Story 62. 350 pound woman wearing nothing but socks.
I think the fan out this man.
Story 63. A couple years ago, this guy was working at a gas
Let's go.
station at night in our really small town. The place is not even 20 minutes from me, and somebody set the place on fire knowing he was in there. Story 64. I didn't witness this, but I got to see footage. Shortly after I quit working at my old convenience store job, a guy drove through the glass front, stole some beer, lost his pants, and got back into his vehicle and crashed it into the car wash. Very large, double-bay concrete block car wash. He didn't get far. Story 65. Well, the weirdest night shift gas station clerk I've encountered involved being solicited for intercourse. Story 66. I had this really weird a-hole of a man come into my just cleaned bathroom, and I'm
Okay.
crap in his hands because it was nowhere else except all over the bottom of the sink to try and hide it, I'm guessing. Cleaning that was disgusting. Story 67. My mom has a funny story about working in a 7-Eleven during the night shifts. The one she was located at was directly in front of a university, which meant frat boys. One cold night, a drunk frat boy drove straight through the large front window, and she wasn't.
Wait. Let me use a trick.
So she had to keep working that night all the way to like 4 in the morning with this shattered glass all over the floor and snow blowing in. Don't you love when businesses are like, look, I know you went through some trauma and the store is in shambles, but money! Keep it open! I don't care what's on fire or who's breathing in toxic fumes. Story 68. I had the tour bus for Pantera come in for some diesel. This was around the time their Far Beyond album came out. The week before that, I went to my first Pantera concert. Very cool and weird at the same time. Story 69.
Okay.
Not a gas station clerk, but I do work nights on the road and have to get gas and such. But the weirdest I've ever seen is an old potbelly man in jean booty shorts and jean vest holding a potbelly pig. Yeah, I decided to visit the next station down the street. Story 70. I don't know if this was necessarily weird, but more luck. During and after high school, I worked at this crappy gas station that closed up at 11 p.m. I started doing my cleaning duties when I noticed a penny on the ground. I picked it up and kept sweeping until I noticed a dime by the door. This isn't unusual since people drop change all the time. As I was picking it up, though, something caught me past the door. I went outside, looked right, nothing, looked left, and there sat a fat wad of cash. It was nearly $300 on the ground. Yep.
โอเนโคลเจนแพปไทด์ผสานพลังผิวเด้ง4 เท่าผิวดูเด้งอิ่มฟูขึ้นตั้งแต่ครั้งแรกที่ใช้
Yes, I kept it. No one ever stopped back by asking about it.
No! It's lagged.
Story 71. Once I had a guy who was very high on speed attempt to sell me a soggy pill. He was literally raining sweat. Another time I had a very unattractive middle-aged female customer looking like she just wrapped up her shift at one of the clubs nearby. She lifted her fupa, grabbed a $5 bill, and handed it to me. I watched it thoroughly afterwards. Oh, this was kind of funny. He comes in with his buddies about 2 a.m. and steals my whole rack of vapes off the counter. A few weeks later, I'm just starting my shift, and lo and behold, the kid walks in with his dad. I tell him to get out. Dad asks me, what did I do? I reply, nah, sir, you're fine. It's just the kid that's got to go. I've never been so sure that a kid is going to get
What the hell?
As I was then. I've also seen / held my fair share of 9mm / 45, 22, and a few really large 9s. I was the chill, don't talk to nobody kind of guy. Never got held up though. So you had a guy high on speed and also a kid stealing a rack of vapes? What freaking decade are you from? Who still does speed? My parents did speed and I'm no spring chicken. Story 72. The security guard for one of the nightclubs in town came into the store one time near Christmas, and as he turned to leave the counter, I saw he had massive amounts of blood soaking the back of his shirt. When I shouted, he said it was okay. He had been attacked by someone who was wielding a tomahawk and was part of 2 Aboriginal families who were fighting in town. He was super casual about it, maybe from the blood loss, and said he was on his way to the emergency room right after buying smokes from me. Story 73. Guy comes ambling off the street, clearly high
Piss
on
off.
something. Did you see that dragon? He says. I reply, yeah, I went that way, and point down the street. Man exits the store and walks down the street to follow the direction to the dragon that I gave him. Crap you not.
How?
I was working alone on the night shift and had a guy staggering, bleeding heavily from a head wound. On the floor, so I arrived applying pressure to the wounds. He asked how bad it was. It was bad, but I told him it was okay, maybe a couple of stitches. He said that some guys just came into the railway station where he worked and started hitting him with very large adjustable guns until the ambulance arrived, and then he went to shot. Police later told me he was having an affair with
God
his
damn
wife.
it.
His wife apparently was
God
disabled
damn
and in
it.
a wheelchair.
God damn it!
And maybe contributing to the angst. I found out later the guy almost died. That's a pretty intense bit of drama to get briefly caught up in. You were like a nameless side character in a murder mystery book. Story 75. I'm not a gas station attendant, but at 11 o'clock at night, I went with my friends to the gas station. Without a cap gun, my friend
Do you wanna
brought
cheese
condoms, and my
burger
other friend was
just to
there
eat
by
it?
What the gas station attendant saw, he was curious buying condoms, plus they had a cap gun. Story 76. Once an unoccupied taxi van parked in our lot, running, slipped into gear, and took off. Jumped the curb, which caused the wheels to turn, and started doing perfect reverse donuts in the middle of 6 lanes of traffic. Police responded and took turns trying to jump into it before finally getting tired of messing around and shooting out one of the back tires.
New
Story
forges on
77.
the
One
tree.
night, a lady
We're
with
gonna
scars
get you.
and scabs
We're
all
gonna
over her
burn and see.
arms came
They're
in
gonna
and
put the
started washing her
on
hands in
the
the
tree.
sink we used for coffee and stuff. After about a minute, I noticed she was literally scratching her skin off and muttering, "Get out of me." So the police and they came and checked on her. They couldn't really do anything because she wasn't giving any signs she was on drugs, so they let her be. Drove over 4 curbs and crashed into the building across the street. I'll spare you the long story, but I had a guy come in one night, lower his pants, come behind the counter, and
Jump
masturbate
on the
against me.
platform.
This was a long time ago and there are no cameras. I told him the police were on the way, so he had to leave. He ignored me the first time, and I said it again.
Wait
He
a
said,
minute. I have
"Who,
to
me? What the F else is in this empty store at 2 a.m.? At least my store went from 0 security to building a cashier cage where I could lock and unlock the main door while I was locked inside. I only worked there a few more months, though. That would be one of those moments where I would want there to be a baseball bat behind the counter. I would never use it if someone has a gun, but if someone else is just holding their wiener, well, batter up. Story 79. A friend of mine worked nights in a convenience store by herself and told me about a time when a woman came in drenched in blood. When asked, she said flatly, "Don't worry, it's not my blood." She bought a pack of cigarettes and was on her merry way. Story 80. I worked in a convenience store, but out of gas pumps. One night at about 11:45 p.m., a bunch of cars started showing up in the lot. No one was coming in, though. I looked out and thought, it's pretty foggy out there. Then I realized it was smoke, and the house behind the store was on fire, like flames shooting out of the windows. It looked much scarier in person, too. Cars belonged to the firefighters. I don't believe anyone was hurt. I just locked up the store and went home. Story 81. Working security in a bad neighborhood. This guy is walking, minding his own business in a cowboy shoes, and a thong, carrying around a raccoon. It looked like he was feeding the raccoon something. How did you lock the door? Were you afraid of meeting someone amazing who would take you on a magical adventure? You coward! Maybe you need to cut back on the cop syrup. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
But it's at the end of the trip. And now I'm a sign of a trip. At the end of the
ได้ล่ะมีสายรายงานมาว่าจะมีการขโมยเพชรล้ำค่าของนายห้างแซมเศรษฐีชาวฝัก
To all the travelers, what is your creepiest hotel story? Story 1. This was at a hotel in one of the nice, not so nice places in Singapore. Can't remember when, but I went back to the hotel.
Over there for the on the jeep.
There, but he didn't push the button.
I'm gonna get you, we're gonna be the MC. You're gonna be the sassy on the tree. You gotta be the cider on the tree. Gotta be the now the wrong thing.
Has given me an unpleasant case of paranoia towards the actions of others, but I didn't jump to the conclusion yet. Maybe he just was at the same floor as
I'm on heaven.
Guiding go first and
West
only after I
Virginia.
had to watch to follow. Warning bells in my head. This may be how I died. Continued on, he still followed me.
Bridge Mountain, Shenandoah River.
Still following. At which point I acted.
Life is older than the tree, younger than the mountain, growing like a breeze.
Rick, that was worrisome. Story 2. Family vacation. 1 a.m.
Country road,
Watching The Shining on TV. Neither of us had seen it before.
take me
That's
home.
trying to open our door. No one else was supposed to have keys. Someone tried to swing the door open, but the hotel lock stopped them. They tried to open it multiple times, banging the door against the lock. They gave up.
Country
The
road,
clerk accidentally entered the wrong
take me
room for
home.
their key cards. It was probably the best way I saw The Shining. Can't be scared more than that from that movie. That's happened to me once. The housekeeping ladies weren't given an updated room rental schedule and tried to get into my room at 6 a.m. one morning. I used the chain bolt thing and everyone was very confused. Super terrifying way to wake up though.
Nope.
Story 3. I arrived at a secluded coastal hotel south of Marmaris, Turkey.
Oh
Not
man.
even aware that this small resort existed. The taxi pulled up to the hotel. It's on fire. When the owner, standing out front, sees us, he opens the taxi door excitedly. You come, I have nice room for you. I point out that the hotel is on fire, but he simply gestures and says, small fire, no problem, you come. I am utterly exhausted. I find myself falling into the hotel, stepping over fire hoses, waking up of passing firefighters.
Bro, what the heck?
Down a very nice staircase. We pause at
What
the
the
second floor
heck?
landing, and the owner tells me, see, fire only on this side of hotel. This side,
กูผ่านได้ไงวะ
you come. My exhaustion
come on, dude.
removes every ounce of common sense, and I follow him to a room down the hall. The room is indeed fire-free. I quickly scan the in case of fire message on the back of the door, checked the window escape, and promptly passed out with my gear and boots on. In the morning, I awake, alive, wondering if I dreamt the entire thing. I go down the smoky stairs past the charred other side of the hotel. The owner is so happy to see me, still alive, that he eats breakfast with me. I went back a few years later, and the hotel had fully recovered. We are still running half a hotel. Story 4. Stayed in a B&B in Pennsylvania that seems cute enough. They did have a wall of antique dolls in the main room, but otherwise no signs of weirdness. That's until we settled in the room. I noticed some scratches on the floor near a bookcase, and after some inspection realized... When I asked the owner, who gave a creepy vibe, if it worked, he said yes, and showed me that it opened to their office, which was a cluttered room with a computer and piles of crap. It had a lock on their side, and when I asked if there was a lock on my side, he smiled and said no. When I showed some concern that there was an unlockable entrance to my room that was camouflaged that they didn't tell me about, he just kept smiling. So that night, no intercourse, fear of cameras, and I barricaded the freaking door and barely slept. Edit. It was many years ago, before FB/Twitter, etc. So we're racking our brains to remember the name. It was near New Hope, Pennsylvania is all we can remember at this point. Edit 2. New Hope is lovely, except that creepy place. That's some Bates Motel crap right there. See, folks, more B&B horror stories. You want to know what kind of people want to have strangers come stay at their place? People who want to eat your skin, that's who. Story 5. When I was 12, my family took a vacation to Europe. At our hotel in Rome, there was this amazing indoor pool. And being a child of my age, I was expecting an entire vacation there. But during one such swimming excursion, some random gentleman, I think probably around 40-something, comes over to me and starts tickling my feet. My mother is with me, but is preoccupied with one of my other siblings. He speaks English as well and starts teasing me for being ticklish and telling me how I'm simply adorable. Through my giggles, I keep shyly asking him to stop. He doesn't and just keeps teasing me and touching my feet and lower legs. This went on for maybe 2 minutes tops before my mom sees what's happening and goes into super protective mode and tells him to back the frick off. Yikes, that's creepy. Story 6. In 1996, while air drying naked after a shower lying on my hotel bed in Beijing with the curtains drawn, I received a call demanding I put on clothes. Hidden cameras, but demanding me not be naked.
In the flame, in the clean. Life fall in the flame.
Story 7. I was traveling out of the country right after finishing up a huge 5-day work event where I had about 10 hours of sleep total during the 5 days. I go to the motel, which is kind of run down, and the carpet and blankets are damp, but I'm so exhausted, I don't even really think about it. I fall asleep pretty much immediately at like 8 p.m. local time. At maybe 11 p.m. or so, I get a call from the motel phone saying there's been a complaint about noise. I tell them that's impossible, I've been sleeping. They ask me if maybe it's someone else in the room, and I tell them, nope, I'm here alone, so there's definitely no one else making noise. They ask me again if I'm sure I'm by myself and not causing any noise. I say yes again. Fall back asleep immediately. When I woke up, I thought about it some more. I realized how weird the entire interaction was. There was absolutely no noise I could hear anywhere nearby, and I don't know why the motel staff would need to clarify so many times that I was alone. Apparently, they never called. So I assume it must have been someone calling the different rooms to see who was in the rooms and how many people. I've never been so glad to always use the extra last chain lock. They ask me again if I'm sure I'm by myself. Well, it's just me and these 3 large bikers with baseball bats here. That makes much noise. Every stranger said you are alone. You know, I'm getting a feeling that by the end of this spread, I'm just going to never want to travel alone. This is every great one of them, so I'll be on planet of trip. 48. My mom was traveling for work and sat next to a man, fellow business traveler, on the plane. They had a casual conversation and exchanged business cards. Later that evening, she's in her hotel watching TV and gets a phone call from the front desk that her husband is here and they want to know if they can give him a key to the room. Turns out the creep on the plane was pretending to be her husband to try and get into her room. Geez, good thing they confirmed with her first. That's super creepy. Story 9. I'm not sure if this qualifies or not. Let me know. When I was like 14 or 15, I went with my family to Las Vegas and we stayed off the main strip in a 2-bedroom suite. It was a smaller casino/hotel. My parents left to go out and enjoy the night while I stayed with my younger siblings. They slept in the bedroom and I was in the living room watching TV. I think I dozed off at around midnight, and when I woke up, I was in a stairwell outside of the hotel room. I had no shoes on, I had no cell phone, no room key. I went to the front office and told them I was locked out of my room, and they believed me and gave me a key. I still didn't know why I was out there. To this day, I've never sleepwalked. I don't know what happened. Maybe I did sleepwalk. Maybe something happened during those hours that I cannot remember. It was creepy enough for me to share. Story 10. Once witnessed a thief breaking into cars in the parking lot from my hotel room window. Called the front desk and they had security go outside with a big butt stick. We had the bird's eye view as this security officer is searching for the thief and the thief is evading him. Unfortunately, the thief got away in his vehicle. Dead by daylight, thief edition. Story 11. Found a hotel in Yangon, Burma. The day we got there for pretty cheap. They mentioned the rates were low because maintenance was being done on several floors. We were sleeping fine, wake up, and head to breakfast. At breakfast, we met some Germans who had stayed the night in our hotel. They said they had not slept well because during the middle of the night, someone woke them up to move them from the floor they were on. We, us and the Germans, found out later that they had been moved because because they were on one of the levels reserved for maintenance, and part of the maintenance included gassing the rooms for bugs. During the middle of the night, they were just going around the rooms, shoving the gas nozzle or whatever under the doors and letting them run. Wound up killing the two people next to the Germans before they realized they'd accidentally hooked people on that floor. We weren't on that floor, thankfully, but it's always stuck with me how seemingly easy it could have been to have gotten mixed up in it. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bug asphyxiation spray kill you at night. I love that this hotel didn't think to really super double check on this stuff before spraying. How absolutely incompetent. Frankly, someone in that was probably in a lot of legal trouble. Story 12. When I was 12, I was staying in a motel with my mom on a road trip. We were in the middle of nowhere in Texas at a motel that had a decent rating in our guidebook and was really cheap, so we went for it. In the middle of the night, the owner knocked on the door and told us we had to leave because he wanted the room for someone else. My mom was outside arguing with him when I was gathering our things, and I was terrified because I heard him start yelling. I looked out the window and saw about half a dozen bikers in vests appear out of nowhere, maybe a nearby room, and start confronting the owner. My mom came inside quickly, and we watched them start harassing the guy. Things said she's paid to be here, you're gonna let her stay tonight. We don't want to ever hear a crap like this from you again. And the owner was saying things like, I don't want any trouble. Everybody left fairly quickly, and we didn't ever hear anything about it the next day at checkout. We weren't able to sleep very well because we were so shook up, but it was better than getting in the car again. Thank you, Anonymous Bike Gang. Unexpectedly wholesome. Story 13. I was visiting New York City with my wife and 1-year-old. My brother had made the hotel reservation for us, and we thought it would be nice. We arrived and checked in, and then found our way to our room. The hallways were a maze, and it took us a few minutes to find our room. The room was pretty sketchy, but it was late, and we were tired, so we started to settle in. My wife had brought a quart of milk for our kid, and since the room didn't have a fridge, she asked me to take it to the front desk and ask them if they had a fridge we could use. I took the milk and headed into the maze hallway. I got a bit turned around, but eventually found the elevator. I got in, hit the L button, and rode the elevator down. When the door opened at the lobby, I was met with a dark, narrow hallway. I stupidly stepped out, confused as to what was going on. There were several doors on both sides of the hallway, but all were locked. I walked down the hallway and eventually started to hear music. After a couple minutes, I turned the corner and almost ran into two big guys. I stopped and stared at them, wondering what the heck was going on. One of the two, after looking me up and down and pausing on the milk I was carrying, asked me, "What are you doing here?" I just stared for a few seconds and said, "I'm just trying to find the lobby." He then escorted me to the entrance of what turned out to be a strip club. After exiting, I saw the hotel about half a block up the street. Apparently, I took the elevator that the strippers would take with paying clients and had no idea. Thought I was in the twilight zone for a few minutes. Well, at least they helped you out. Frankly, as long as your room wasn't one of the ones the strippers used, or at least was really well cleaned, seems like a decent place to stay. Story 14. A friend and I once stayed at a pretty fancy B&B for the night. The lady who owned it was absolutely lovely, but would appear out of nowhere. We'd be sitting alone in a large room with one doorway, and suddenly she was in the room with us. Either this joint had secret doors or something really creepy was going on. She seemed to know things that we've said or done as well. The thing that tripped us out the most was hearing someone trying to open our door during the night. It was super lovely, and the building was beautiful, but we were relieved to check out the next morning. She was a ghost.
The
all-new Lexus RX PHEV. Plug-in hybrid drive. Lexus experience amazing.
Wealth today goes far beyond simple and cool. We understand better than anyone else that wealth cannot be simply and broadly defined. Discover a wealth of
Story 15. I toured around in bands a lot in my 20s, and not once but twice came back to my hotel room to find a turd in my shower. I was the only person with a key to the room. One was in Germany and one was in Belgium. 2 years apart, completely separate tour and crew. Phantom Crapper strikes again. Story 16. Did the couchsurfing.com thing with a friend a few years ago. 60-year-old guy opens the door while on the phone. He's only wearing sweatpants. He signals for us to enter. He continues his conversation and ends with an I love you. He turns to us and says, welcome, and apologizes for being on the phone. Starts talking Nicaragua after reading this. I don't care if you promised me a castle full of money and weed. I would tell you to keep it along with your giant speedy spiders. Here's Dr. Max saying that a massive hotel complex which consisted of one hotel who bought almost every other hotel around. We bought the online special and were put in one of the ancient acquisitions. There was this odd 4x4 piece of plywood that was hanging down